Okay, so now what happens, guys? We have these fats. The fats, they first going to be broken down into emulsified fats. Remember, guys, we had talked about the reaction with bile. Okay, so fats in the presence of your bile salts, again, it is immediately going to be converted into smaller pieces like this, which are called as emulsified fats. We said, now what is going to happen to these emulsified fats? These are even going to become smaller. And now when they become smaller, guys, what do we call them? We call them as cells. Okay, but now, when we have these missiles, guys, now what are you going to see? The missiles, they are now going to be covered with proteins. And when they are covered with proteins, guys, what are we going to call this? We call this thing as chylomicrons. Okay, now the moment we have this situation where we are seeing chylomicrons, guys, now these chylomicrons can be easily absorbed by the lacteals of the small intestine. And this is how that entire process is going to work. Okay, so but now, guys, the next thing that we are going to talk about are some of the energy disorders. Okay, so guys, what energy disorders are we talking about? Basically, we are going to talk about two of them. See, the broad category, when we talk about them, this is going to be related to your protein energy malnutrition. Okay, so we are going to talk about protein energy malnutritional diseases. Okay, or we call this thing as just PEM diseases. Okay, PEM diseases. Okay, protein energy malnutrition. Now, as the name suggests, guys, when are you going to suffer from? You're going to suffer from them when you don't have enough amounts of proteins in your body. That is the time you'll be suffering from PEM. Okay, but now what really goes on? Okay, what happens in out over here, and which are the diseases you're going to suffer from? So, guys, there are two diseases which you are going to suffer from in this protein energy malnutrition. And who are these guys? The two most important ones. First one we are going to have is kwashiorkar. Okay, so we have kwashiorkar. Okay, and the second one, guys, we are going to have is your marasmus. Okay, kwashiorkor and marasmus. Okay, but first, guys, let's try to focus our attention on kwashiorkor, and let's try to see what does this kwashiorkor actually mean. Where does the term really come from? So, guys, when we talk about kwashiorkor actually is a Ghanaian term. Okay, Ghanaian term meaning it originates from Ghana. Ghana is the place where you get the best cocoa. If you heard that, the bone will add. Okay, so that is like Ghana. Okay, but now what does this mean? Okay, what does kwashiorkor actually mean? Kwashiorkor in Ghana means the disease which a baby gets. Okay, listen to my properly. The disease which a baby gets when a newborn comes into the family. Okay, so once again, the disease which a baby gets when a newborn comes into the family. Hi, but what does this mean? So, guys, let's imagine. Okay, let's imagine we are talking about a family. Okay, and you are having a 1 year old baby. Let's imagine it is 1 year old, and now immediately you are pregnant and you are going to deliver the second baby. See, there are so many cases in which people have babies back to back in consecutive years. So first year you have baby, second year you're also having a baby. There are so many instances. So, guys, in this situation, now you tell me, okay, now the situation is you are having a 1 year old baby and you are having a newborn baby. Okay, in this situation, the mother is going to have limited amounts of milk. Who do you think the mother is going to breastfeed? Is it the newborn baby, or is it going to be the 1 year old baby? Guys, what do you think? Absolutely. Very nice. Okay. Everybody is answering it is going to be the newborn baby. But now, guys, if you are going to give only milk to the newborn baby, what about the 1 year old baby? Suddenly, the 1 year old baby does not get milk. And now, what happens? Because of this, he does not receive his normal quota of proteins. And immediately, what is this going to result into, guys? This is going to result in protein energy malnutrition, and that is going to lead to kwashiorkar. So this is what it means, guys. Okay, and in India, if you look at this, the same kwashiorkar, we also call this thing as sukha rog. Okay, you'll see it a little later why. But now, guys, who are the people or what is the age group that you're generally going to suffer from? So, guys, see, I told you this is going to be 1 year or later. It cannot be when you are a newborn, right? So, this is going to be in the range of 1 to 3 years. Okay, now actually, guys, the range is 1 to 5 years, but somehow your textbook says it is 1 to 3 years. Okay, so we'll stick with it. Okay, chalo, take it 1 to 3 years. Okay, but now once again, guys, what is going to happen here? Why are you going to suffer from this thing? Because the baby doesn't get good amounts of food, good amounts, get mother's milk. Okay, it doesn't get mother's milk, and guys, the baby is given a diet. Okay, and given a diet which is rich in carbohydrates. Okay, which is given a diet rich in carbs. Okay, so guys, my question to you guys is, guys, have you ever been stranded at a roadside signal, right? You may have been stranded at a roadside signal, right? Someday or the other. Guys, you must have seen that, okay, the babies who are out over there and all, like, sometimes they like flock with all the babies and all. Sometimes you see that, okay, the babies are like, really, really, hefty. They are like, with big tummies and all, like properly fed. In fact, guys, you know what? When I was a kid, again, when I used to travel by rickshaw and all, and when I used to get stranded at the signals and all, guys, you know what used to happen? I used to see all the babies and all, and generally, what used to happen? These babies would be given food. Like, what was the food? They would be given white rice, plain rice mixed with sugar, and it was given to them on paper. Okay, and they used to be eating and they used to be like having fun that way. But guys, when I used to look at these babies, these babies were like, really, really hefty, and they were like, very, very properly built. And guys, at that time, when I was a kid, I was like a skeleton. Things changed later on. That is a different story. Okay, but then now what happened, guys? These babies, they were like, nice, ekdam hatta katta types. And I always used to wonder, Hare Baap re, look at them, they are so healthy. And look at me, I am skeleton. But guys, you know what? At that time, I did not know that they were not really healthy. Guys, they were actually suffering from kwashiorkor. And why is it so? I mean, I'll just show you the pictures. Then you will get an idea, guys. So, guys, when we talk about kwashiorkor, you are going to look something like this with your bellies protruding, guys, completely protruding outwards. Okay, fine. Okay, let me show you one more example. Okay, so guys, see, you are going to be looking something of this sort. अरे नहीं नहीं, ये तो गड़बड़ हो गया. हाँ, ठीक है. Okay, so one very prominent thing, guys, you are seeing that the belly is like bloated. It is like completely swollen. This kind of a belly, we also call it as beer belly, guys. Okay, but then this is how it really looks like. Okay, but now at that time, guys, I had no idea. Later on, I learned that, oh, these are not really healthy. They are actually suffering from kwashiorkor, and that is why they appear to be this way, guys. Okay, so let's try to see what happens. Okay, let's try to see some of the signs and symptoms of kwashiorkor. Okay, so guys, first of all, you are going to see all the weight is going to be located in the tummy. Okay, so here, tummy. But otherwise, guys, if you look at the chest, if you look at the arms and all the guys, they are not going to be that, this thing. Okay, they are not going to be like really, really like hefty or bulky kind of thing. Okay, in fact, guys, there are other pictures also. Okay, I had one more picture. Okay, and that will give you a complete idea. But I did not want to show you this picture, but okay, this is a little thoda sa not so good. Okay, so guys, see, if you look at this, when the condition worsens, guys, this is how it will happen. You will see that the belly is protruding, but look at the arms, look at the chest. It has become thin. Look at the face and all, guys. And that is why rest of the body becomes ekdam ruka suka, and that is why we call it as sukha rog. Okay, getting this thing, guys. Okay, so that way. So, guys, first of all, what are you going to be? You are going to be underweight. You are going to be underweight. Second thing, you are going to show stunted growth, meaning you are going to remain very small. You're not going to attain proper height. You're not going to attain proper development. Why? Because for development and for growth, guys, you require energy, and energy you require proteins. Proteins, they are the building blocks of the body. But if you're not having proteins, guys, how is it going to give you growth? No, so there is no growth. Okay, so stunted growth. Then, guys, my question to you. Okay, my question to you is, guys, when you have seen beggars and all, like those kids were stranded at that signal and all traffic signal. Guys, have you seen these kids really fair kind of thing? Really fair. Have you ever seen them like fair kids? For example, like we know Kanaka. Okay, we have Kanaka, Zui. Guys, have you ever seen beggars of your color by any chance? No, I don't think so. You'll ever see them. Why? अरे ये तो क्या? Is this racism? कि नहीं, only dark kids are going to beg, white kids cannot beg. No, right? So why is it so? Guys, once again, this is because of kwashiorkar only. Because what are you going to see? Guys, immediately in this thing, you are going to have skin pigmentation. You are going to experience skin pigmentation, and because of this, your skin is going to become dark and it is going to become scaly as well. Okay, your skin is going to become dark and then it is going to become scaly. Okay. Now, guys, see here what is going to happen. You are going to see that all the thing is going to be loaded in the belly. Now, you know why is this actually? Guys, because the liver is enlarged. Okay, the liver is swollen up, and because of that, the entire stomach is swollen up. Okay, and now guys, if the liver has swollen, the tummy has swollen, the digestive system is not working properly, you are giving them only and only carbohydrates to eat. Guys, is that going to be a really good situation for these? No. Okay, absolutely not. So guys, what happens out over here? You are going to see that these people, they suffer from repeated diarrhea. Okay, so diarrhea, once again, what is diarrhea? Diarrhea is nothing but your loose motions. Okay, fine. Then the next most important thing, that is your belly, which is protruding outwards. Okay, so belly protruding. And guys, how is this? This is like your beer belly, or we call this thing as pot belly. Okay, this is a characteristic. Okay. Then the next thing, guys, we are going to see that why is all this thing, why is the belly being protruding and all? Because the liver is enlarged. Okay. Now, liver is enlarged. Okay. So I will talk about this once again in the next thing. And now, uh, so the next thing, guys, you are going to see that if you're not having food, you're not having proper amounts of, growth, you are having, okay, okay, you are having deficiency, right? So you are going to experience loss in energy. Okay, so loss of energy. Oh, just a moment, something is wrong. Ah, just a moment, guys, something is wrong. Just a moment, guys. Let me just restart. There is some error which is happening. Okay, so now after this, you're going to have loss of energy. Okay, you're going to feel really, really weak. Okay, once again, why? Because I mean, this is also like belly is protruding because you are going to see enlarged liver. Okay, now enlarged liver. So basically, your liver is not going to function properly and all. And guys, ultimately, what is this going to result into? This will result into anemia. Okay, and guys, the last thing that you're going to see, very important, you are going to see edema. Edema is what, guys? Edema is nothing but swelling. But where are you going to see swelling? Swelling is going to be seen especially on the face and on the hands. Okay, generally in the initial stages. Later on, as thing progresses, then your hands are going to become thinner and thinner later on. Okay, but that is later on. But then, okay, hands and the face, they are going to show swelling. But guys, the moment you have swelling on the face is going to become round. And what is this known as? This is known as moon face. Okay, so just keep this thing in mind, guys. So, guys, this is what we need to know with regards to your kwashiorkar. Okay, so just see, guys, if you are okay with this, then we'll move on to your marasmus. Okay, everybody all right with this? Let's try to jump on to marasmus. Okay, so guys, when we talked about kwashiorkar, so who were suffering from kwashiorkar? 1 to 3 years or 1 to 5 years of age. Okay, kids from that age bracket. Okay, okay, but now let's try to see when we talk about marasmus, who are the people? Okay, who are the kids who are really going to suffer from? Now, guys, let's imagine. Okay, you have just been born in a family. Okay, let's say you are a newborn baby, and suddenly tomorrow you decide that you don't like your parents, they are not good people, and you run away from the house. Okay, it is not possible, but just hypothetically, guys, in that case, who's going to give you milk? Nobody, right? And if nobody is going to give you milk, guys, immediately you're going to result into your protein energy malnutrition. And then, guys, in that situation, you will suffer from marasmus. So once again, when will you suffer from marasmus? When breastfeeding is stopped suddenly. Okay, maybe because the parents, they have given away the baby, or maybe the parents may have died, or maybe the parents may have been kidnapped, or the baby has been kidnapped. Okay, so it can be any reason. But here you are going to say that you're going to see that children below 1 years of age are going to suffer from marasmus. Okay, so it has to be a young one only. This is the basic difference between the two diseases, guys. So marasmus, this is going to be below 1 year. Okay, but sorry. Okay, it is going to be below 1 year. And once again, why? Because the baby doesn't get mother's milk. Okay, so somehow something has happened and the breastfeeding is stopped. And guys, see, when we talk about kwashiorkar, what did we say? The child was given a diet which was rich in carbohydrates, right? Here, you are going to see that in marasmus, the baby is going to have a deficiency of everything. So marasmus is going to happen because of deficiency of carbohydrates, fats, as well as proteins. Okay, everything all together. Okay, but now what are we talking about? Let's try to see some examples, guys. So guys, see, this is how a baby suffering from marasmus would look like. Okay, and if you look at the baby properly, guys, what can you see? You can see that this baby, this is like extremely thin. You can see it is skeleton-like. One of the most important and prominent features of marasmus is prominent ribs. Guys, here you can actually calculate the number of ribs. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, the rest are like the floating ones are out over here. So 10, 10, and 10th one is here, and then the 11th and 12th are floating. Okay, so you can actually count the number of ribs out over here, guys. So this is the situation. Okay, but now let's try to see what are the different characteristics. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so guys, the first thing that you're going to see out over here is loss in weight. Baby is going to be extremely thin. Okay, now skin, in some cases, guys, the skin is going to become loosely folded. Loosely folded like who? Like your grandparents. Okay, so if you see old people, their skin is going to be like wrinkly, and it folds over itself. Exactly the same way, guys. Here also, the skin is going to be like loose and it is going to be folded. Okay. Third thing, third thing is you are going to say that there is degeneration, degeneration of muscles. Okay, and guys, because there is degeneration of muscles, how does the body appear? The body appears to be just made up of your bones, like just like hanger. Guys, you are just going to take clothes and put it onto the hanger. It is going to give you exact same effect. So there is going to be degeneration of muscles. Therefore, the body appears to be made only of bones. Okay. Okay, so you can see the body appears to be really bony kind of thing. Okay, fine. Then next thing, guys, next thing we are going to see thinning. See, you are can see thinning of the arms, thinning of the legs, guys. Both the things, they are going to be really thin. Thinning of the arms and legs. Okay, next, guys, now you are going to see, because See, this is going to be really, really terrible for the body. Because this is terrible for the body, immediately you are going to see that this baby is going to show mental and physical retardation. Mental and physical retardation. Okay. And then last thing, guys, last thing, which is going to be the most important characteristics, you are going to see that the ribs are really, really prominent. Okay. So prominent ribs. That's it. That is what we need to know with regards to both of them, kwashiorkor and marasmus. Both of them really, really, bad diseases for the child's health point of view. Okay, but now what is the treatment? Is there a treatment? Yes, there is a treatment that we can have. Okay, but then what is the treatment? Or what is the precaution, or what can you do if the babies are suffering from kwashiorkor? Guys, now first of all, what did I tell you? Who are the ones who are really going to suffer from these diseases? It is going to be those kids who are from the below poverty line. Okay, where people are not really going to be cared about the babies, right? So this is that class. Now what happens is, guys, in the treatment we say supplement your food with huge amounts of proteins. Like you should have large amounts of milk, meat, fish, chicken, pulses, grams, sprouts. Okay, but guys, do you really think that, if I say all this thing, that supplement their diet with all the proteins and all, guys, do you think this is really going to work? It will be like, mocking these people. You have that thing, you're right. In England, we had the queen. She said, if you can't have bread, eat cake. Right? It's the same thing. These guys, they don't know where the next meal is going to come from. And you're telling them that, or chicken kha, mutton kha, yeah, milk. No. Okay, so that is something wrong. But then, guys, is the government doing something? Yes, the government is doing a lot of things to prevent malnutrition in your children. Like, what have they taken up? They have taken up schemes like, distributing free meals in public schools, in your public high schools and all. Okay, so what you have to do is you just have to send your kids to the school. That's it. Okay, whether they are learning, whether they are not learning, it is immaterial. But when they go to the school, they get 2 meals in a day. Okay, 2 meals or 1 meal in a day, free of cost. And plus, along with that, every kid who goes to the school, he is going to receive a ration. Okay, so which includes some x amount of your rice, wheat, then dal, pulses and all. Okay, for the family, that way. Okay, so the government is doing a lot. Okay, but then still our population is such that we really can't do that much for the masses. It's that way. Anyways, so guys, is everybody okay with this thing? Sure. Any doubts from this part, guys? Anybody, any doubts? Okay. Okay. So now, guys, the next other things that we're going to talk about is we have other diseases. Okay. We have certain other diseases which are associated, okay, with your digestive system. Okay. So let's try to talk about them one by one. Okay. So the first one that we are going to talk about after this. Okay. Now we are going to talk about of the digestive system only, guys. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so now the next one, guys, we are going to talk about is indigestion. Okay, so I'm damn sure every one of you must have gone through this indigestion thing. Like, What generally happens in indigestion? Let me just give you. Guys, let's imagine you have had a scrumptious meal. Okay? Like it is like filled with like, let's say chicken tandoori, then it was chicken lollipops, then it is butter chicken, then it is naan, and then after that you have eaten biryani to your heart's content. You have like eaten like a glutton. You have eaten as if there is no tomorrow, like tomorrow you are going to die. You have eaten that way, guys. And then after that, what happens? Suddenly, you are going to be like, oh my god, अभी पेट एकदम भर गया है. Now I am not able to do anything. Now I am going to sleep, guys. But after that, have you ever seen that suddenly you feel that there is acidity. Suddenly you feel that छाती जल then you must have felt as if everything is blocked. You cannot sometimes breathe properly, or sometimes you feel very uncomfortable, right? These are the symptoms of indigestion, guys. Okay, so now let's try to see what is this indigestion, like what really happens. So guys, one of the major causes of indigestion is nothing but your overeating. Okay, you are eating like a glutton, and you are constantly having food and all, and you know free में है तो full खा रहे ऐसे types. Okay, but then next thing, guys, now what happens? Sometimes it may also happen because there is inadequate amounts of enzyme being produced. Okay, inadequate amount of enzyme. Okay, fine. Sometimes, guys, you are going to have extremely spicy food. So, for example, guys, you may sometimes feel that, oh, when you have that Szechuan sauce. Now, everybody is not like, okay with Szechuan sauce. Some people, they have adverse reaction. Then they will have that burping kind of a thing. Then sometimes they will have like flatulence meaning gas formation. Then they will start keep on passing gas. You know what happens in some cases when you have that, this thing like, the Szechuan or, extremely hot stuff, like, full of chilies and all, guys, after some time the next day, especially now you are kids, so you may not be experiencing this, but ask your parents. Okay, maybe they might be suffering from this. Guys, what happens is next day suddenly it becomes such that you can't think properly. You are feeling weak. Then you are feeling like you want to sleep all throughout the day. Okay, it gives you that kind of a feeling. Guys, why does this thing happen? See, we had said that in the layers of your intestines, okay, we are going to somewhere produce serotonin. Exactly the same thing, guys. When you have too much amounts of chilies, and when you have too much amounts of those chili seeds, guys, there is this compound which is called as capsaicin. Okay, that is really responsible for the heat of the chilies. Now, the capsaicin, what does it do? It immediately stimulates the production of serotonin. And guys, serotonin is going to make you feel weak. It makes you feel like, dizzy, and, it will not allow you to work. That is what happens, guys. And this is going to continue. So that way. Okay. And now, guys, what is all this thing going to result into? Overeating, inadequate amounts of your enzymes, okay, or spicy food? Ultimately, guys, this is going to result into your upper abdominal discomfort. Okay. And what is this? This is nothing but it is going to lead to your indigestion. Okay, fine. But now, guys, sometimes, okay, you can also find that, if you have, not so properly, okay, so improperly digested food, okay, improperly digested food, or even if you had food poisoning, both the things, guys, okay, then also you can have the upper abdominal discomfort and ultimately resulting into your indigestion. Okay, so this is also possibility. Or rather than upper abdominal this thing, you can also see directly your indigestion. Okay, so even this is possible. Okay, but now guys, let's say you have got indigestion. But what is it going to lead to? What really happens? So what are the symptoms kind of thing that you're going to see? So if you are seeing indigestion, so guys, you will have acidity. I told you, you are going to feel like a really terrible in the chest. Okay, so this acidity, we will also call this thing as acid reflux, meaning the acid which was present in the stomach, it is going to come up into the mouth. So acid reflux. Okay. Also, I told you, you are going to have, a burning sensation in the heart. So heartburn. Okay. Now you are going to have dyspepsia. Okay. Dyspepsia is upper abdominal discomfort basically. Dyspepsia is discomfort. And guys, one of the most important things, you are also going to see regurgitation. Okay, now what is regurgitation, guys? Regurgitation means whenever you burp, okay, along with that, some amount of food comes out into your mouth. Okay, I'm sure this thing must have happened with you. Okay, but that is known as regurgitation. Guys, we have cows, buffaloes, cattle, etc. Guys, those are ruminating organisms and they show you regurgitation, meaning they will have the food, it goes into the stomach. Whenever they are free, they are sitting just like that. Once again, they're going to bring it back to the mouth and they start chewing it. That is regurgitation. अरे regurgitation का spelling गड़बड़ हो गया. Okay, so it is regurgitation, guys. Okay, fine. But now, guys, why are we suffering from? We are suffering from this because we were having maybe meals at the wrong time. We were having spicy food, extremely spicy food, or we were having any kind of your junk food. Guys, you can also have acidity because you are alcoholic, or maybe because you are a chain smoker. Even in those cases, guys, you will suffer from indigestion. Plus, let's imagine you have had your meals, okay, and then after that you are exercising, then also indigestion. Or maybe, guys, you have had a meal and after that you are lying on your stomach, or maybe you are lying in such a position which applies pressure onto your stomach and all. Immediately, once again, you are going to see that you have indigestion, guys. Okay, so this is all what is going to happen. Okay, but now, guys, one of the most important things. Okay, let's see this thing. So, guys, let's assume this is the esophagus and we have the stomach like this. Guys, we said right out over here, there is going to be a sphincter, right? What was that sphincter, guys? We have cardiac sphincter, right? And what did I tell you? Cardiac sphincter is the one which monitors the flow of food from the esophagus into the stomach. And it is going to allow the food to move into the stomach slowly, slowly, slowly. And what was the second job, guys? The second job was to prevent the backflow of food from the stomach into the esophagus. These were the two functions, right? But now, guys, here, what is going to happen? Because we have this cardiac sphincter, here, the cardiac sphincter loses its tone, meaning it loses its, the ability to close and, open. So it loses its tone. And guys, if that is the case, if this has lost its tone, you will see all the food will come back into the esophagus. And what is this? This is going to give you that heartburn. That is what will happen, guys. Okay, everybody all right with this? Sure, no issues, guys. Okay, fine. Chalo, let's try to see the next one. Guys, after this, the next one that we have is constipation. Okay, now constipation. Now, I'm sure, guys, you must have watched that movie Piku. Amitabh Bachchan, Deepika Padukone, and Irfan Khan, right? So, guys, what is this constipation, guys? Constipation meaning, let's imagine you feel that, oh, now your bowels are completely full. You feel the feeling that, oh my God, chalo, 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 let's go to the washroom and I will empty the bowels. Now, guys, you go into the washroom and you're sitting into the washroom and you are continuously applying pressure. But then what? Missed call, nothing. You are not able to pass stools only. Guys, that feeling, that thing, what is happening to you, that is nothing but constipation. Okay. And now, during constipation, guys, what is going to happen? You are going to see that the frequency of stools, okay, frequency of stools or frequency of your fecal matter, guys, this is going to be reduced. Okay, it is going to become so bad that it is going to be reduced to less than one per week. Less than one per week. Guys, this is constipation, meaning one, one poop per week. Guys, just look at it. It is going to be terrible. So throughout the entire, week, whatever you are having, all of that is going to get stuck into your intestines. And then what, guys? It is going to result into gas formation, flatulence, and then whenever you pass gas, naak ka bal jal gaya. That is what is going to happen. So this is all going to be because of your constipation. Okay, but now you know what is ultimately going to happen in this thing, because you cannot pass stools and all. You are going to have abdominal pain. You're going to have abdominal pain. There is going to be a little bit of your discomfort. Okay, fine. Okay, now another important thing is, guys, why can you suffer from constipation? There are many reasons for this thing. Maybe because there was some injury to your spinal cord, and because of which now the impulses are not passing to your intestines properly. Then also you can suffer from it. Or maybe, guys, you are having a very worse diet. Okay, so you are not having any kind of fibers. There is no proper amounts of water involved. There is no proper amounts of exercise involved in your body. All these things can also result into constipation. Okay, so you have to you have to supplement your diet in such a way that you have large number of fibers. Because see, why do we go for fibers? Fibers are going to give you a roughage. Okay, meaning roughage means what? As the cellulose is going to go through your intestines, it is going to act like a sweeper. So it is going to keep on collecting the garbage, or it is going to keep on collecting all the leftover particles, and then it is going to remove it from the intestines. That is the roughage, guys. Okay, so that way. So all this thing is related to your constipation. Okay, but now after your constipation, guys, let's try to move on to next one. So we are going to have diarrhea. Okay, so what is diarrhea? Diarrhea is nothing but, guys, it is loose motions. That's it. Okay, it is just loose motions. Okay, but let's try to see what happens in diarrhea. Sorry, sorry. Okay, so guys, in simple terms, when we talk about diarrhea, diarrhea is nothing but it is loose, watery stools. Loose, watery stools. Okay, and guys, how much is how many are there going to be? These are going to be either three or more per day. Okay, three or more per day. Then you are going to be said to be suffering from diarrhea. Okay, now okay, so we are talking about diarrhea. Guys, my question to you is, have you ever seen people, like, older people and all, maybe sometimes they suffer from diarrhea, and when they go to the doctor immediately puts them on saline, glucose saline drips. Have you ever heard of this kind of a situation, especially in older people, guys? Okay, But you go to the doctor to show that you are suffering from diarrhea, and immediately he puts you on saline glucose saline drips. How come? Like, what exactly is happening? Guys, now see, in diarrhea, what is happening? Guys, all the water that is there present in your intestines and in your body, it is going to be given out through your stools. And guys, whenever you have diarrhea, it is like really, really bad, guys. You have even the smallest thing, and immediately you have to rush to the loo. And guys, having something, to the loo, having something, going to the loo, having something, going to the loo. This cycle keeps on repeating. It is going to be bad. Absolutely. Very nice, Kanaka. So, guys, what is this going to result into? Immediately, this diarrhea, it results into dehydration. Okay, it results into dehydration. But now, guys, what happens? Just listen to this thing carefully. Now, when there is no water present in the blood, guys, the body is going to look for water in the urine. Because see, in your urinary bladder, you will always remove some amount of your, water and all the waste products. Right? Now what happens? The body thinks that, oh, there is only one source of water for the body. And what is that? That is your urinary bladder. So immediately it starts reabsorbing water from the urinary bladder and putting it into the blood. Okay, but guys, now there is a problem, because when water is absorbed from the urinary bladder, along with that, you're also going to reabsorb urea. So slowly, urea levels in the blood will increase, and the urea is toxic. Immediately, it results into the death of the person. And that is why, guys, in order to avoid all these things, we give you glucose saline drips so that the osmotic pressure of the blood can be maintained properly. Okay, everybody all right with this thing? Fine. So this is going to result into dehydration. Ultimate cases, it is going to be really, really bad. Okay, so that way. But now, guys, when we talk about diarrhea, okay, diarrhea can be of two types. Okay, either it can be acute or it can be chronic. Okay, now acute means what? Acute means it is going to be there only for a short time, and after that short time has passed, it is going to move away. Okay, this is going to be only for short time. Okay, but now when will you suffer from this thing? You will suffer from this, okay, if you are infected by bacteria, or you have parasites, okay, or sometimes you have even worms also, so etc. Then you will suffer from diarrhea. Okay, and let's say we are talking about chronic. Okay, chronic meaning, guys, this is going to be long lasting, and this is a major concern, guys. Now, why? Because this is actually functional disorder of your intestines. Functional disorder. And what is this condition called? This condition is known as irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, irritable bowel syndrome. So whatever you have, immediately you are going to go to the loo and you're going to give it out that way. This is what we need to know with regards to your diarrhea. Okay, fine with this thing, guys. Everybody okay with this? Okay, fine. Chalo. But now let's try to see the next thing. Okay, guys, the next thing we're going to talk about is vomiting. Okay, so let's try to see. Okay, now guys, when we talk about normal peristalsis, okay, so normally how are peristalsis going to go from? Okay, now let's imagine we have a situation like this. Okay, so generally, guys, when we talk about peristalsis, how do peristalsis occur? You are going to see them happening from the top to the bottom. This is going to be peristalsis. Okay, from the top to the stomach. But guys, you know what? In the case of vomiting, what happens? You are going to see that there is antiperistalsis. So, okay, so in vomiting, we are going to have antiperistalsis. And guys, you know what happens in antiperistalsis? You are going to see zapak. The peristalsis are going to come from the bottom to the top. And now what? Guys, let's imagine. Okay, so let's say you are having wangi. Okay, you are having brinjal. Okay, I hate brinjal. Okay, but let's imagine. Now, guys, you know what? Now, sometimes your mother is going to make brinjal, or your father, whoever who is cooking, okay, he is going to make the brinjal ka bhaji and he's going to give it to you. Okay, now let's say, you know what happens when my mom gives it to me? The first thing, the first, morsel, like, I will have it, I say, okay. Then let's say, but my mom is like still standing out over there. She's just checking, "Okay, kha raha hai ki nahi kha raha hai, kha raha hai ki nahi kha raha hai." Then I am going to have the second morsel, guys. But now, when I had the second morsel and when I swallow it, guys, now my body knows that, oh my God, Mithun, are you crazy? What are you doing? Immediately, it results into antiperistalsis. And then what? Guys, now, instead of peristalsis, the wave of contraction and relaxation going down, it goes, yeah, zapak from the stomach to the mouth. And now, guys, what is going to happen? Because the stomach is contracting at a higher rate, zappa, zap, zappa, zap, all this food comes into your mouth, and from your mouth, that is nothing but antiperistalsis. Okay, but now who is going to control this vomiting? So, guys, when we talk about this, this is going to be controlled by your non-vital center of medulla oblongata. Non-vital center. Non-vital center of medulla oblongata. Okay, that's it. That is what we need to know about your vomiting, guys. Okay, and lastly, okay, the last thing that is going to be there is jaundice. Okay, now, guys, some of you may have suffered from jaundice, and in jaundice, guys, what is going to happen? You are going to turn yellow, complete yellow. Why? Because of the bile pigments. Okay, so let's try to see, like, what really happens in jaundice. Okay, so now, guys, like I said, what is the most important thing you're going to see out over here? Suddenly, you are going to see yellowness of the body. And what is going to turn yellow? Your skin, your eyes, your teeth, your nail. Okay, everything in the body is going to turn complete yellow. Okay, so this is what is going to happen. But now, why is this happening, guys? I told you this is going to be because of your the bile pigment, that is your bilirubin. Okay, but now what happens, guys? Okay, why is the bilirubin level increasing suddenly? Because there is going to be your malfunctioning. There is malfunctioning of the liver. Okay, and now because of the malfunctioning of the liver, guys, what is going to happen? There is abnormal bilirubin metabolism. Bilirubin metabolism and excretion. Okay, so that way. But now, guys, what happens? What exactly is happening out over here? How are we going to get this bilirubin and all? Okay, so guys, what happens is we have all the excess of your RBCs. Okay, so we are like excess of your dead RBCs, worn out RBCs and all. Where are they going to go? These are now going to be gone to your liver, right? So they are going to enter the liver. Now, what is the liver going to do? The liver is going to break down the RBCs. Okay. And what is it going to do? This is going to remove the hemoglobin part. Okay. But now, the moment we have this hemoglobin, now this hemoglobin is converted into your bile pigment, bilirubin. It gets converted into bile pigment, bilirubin. And what is the other one, guys? It is biliverdin. So bilirubin and biliverdin. Okay, so both of them. Okay, but now when we are talking about jaundice, guys, jaundice, we are going to be thinking of bilirubin. Okay, so now what happens, guys? So basically, this is nothing but I told you it is going to be because of your, abnormal bilirubin metabolism. So what happens, guys? Okay, your liver is going to be under so much of stress, okay, that it cannot handle those excess amounts of your RBCs, or maybe whatever bilirubin it is going to produce, or bilirubin, biliverdin, it cannot control it, it cannot hold it. And then what? Immediately, all this bilirubin and all, it is now going to come up into the blood. Once into the blood, guys, it is going to travel to all the parts of the body and start giving you this yellow coloration that way. Okay, so this is how it is going to be. But now, when we talk about bilirubin, guys, bilirubin, this is going to be available in two forms. Okay, bilirubin is available in two forms. So first one, we have conjugated bilirubin and we have non-conjugated bilirubin. So bilirubin conjugated, non-conjugated or unconjugated. Okay, so the same thing. Okay, so we have conjugated and unconjugated. Okay, fine. But now this conjugated bilirubin, guys, what is this? This is going to be water soluble. Okay, and now if this is water soluble, this is going to be directly excreted through the urine and all. Okay, fine. But now let's try to see the other one. The other one, guys, when we talk about unconjugated, this is fat soluble. And because this is fat soluble, guys, this is now going to be stored in the body. Okay. But now, guys, this unconjugated, now when we talk about your jaundice, the problem is with this unconjugated bilirubin. Guys, let me just give you, under normal circumstances, okay, under normal circumstances, what is the level of bilirubin in your body? It is going to be 3 to 13 micromole per liter. Micromole per liter, meaning this is going to be very little, very little. But now, guys, in the case of jaundice, now what is going to happen? You are going to see that this 3 to 13, this is now going to increase to 40 to 50 micromoles per liter, which means it is tremendously high, tremendously high. Guys, in such a situation, you know what? This thing is going to act toxic. It is going to be completely toxic to your brain cells. Completely broad, toxic to your brain cells. And guys, along with that, you know what are you also going to see? You are going to see pruritus. Now what is pruritus? Pruritus is nothing but itchiness of the skin. Okay, so what happens, like because the bilirubin is going to come and it is going to deposit into your skin cells and all. Guys, you feel as if there is scratching sensation. You're like trying to scratch, and you're going to try to derive pleasure from it. That is nothing but pruritus, guys. Okay, is everybody getting this part properly? Okay, but now, guys, what is the cure? What is the treatment? Guys, there is no treatment for jaundice. Okay, no specific treatment. Always keep this thing in mind. There is no specific treatment for jaundice. Then what is the care that is going to involve, guys? But rather, you are going to require supportive care. A person who is going to take care of the person who is suffering from jaundice. So that is called as supportive care. And the second thing that you're going to require is proper rest, ample amounts of rest. Because you know what, guys? So let's see, like let's say you are suffering from jaundice, okay? And let's imagine, okay, chalo, you have started to cure, and now what happens suddenly? You start doing all strenuous activities. Once again, there can be a relapse of jaundice, guys. Right? That is also going to happen. So that is why this jaundice, this is really, really a deadly disease kind of thing. Okay, everybody all right with this thing? Okay, just have a look, just see if you're okay with this. And with this, we are finally done with the chapter, guys. Okay, is everybody all right with this, guys? Okay, guys, the next thing that we will do is we'll just quickly, do a few things from your textbook. Okay, like I had taken some few pictures. Okay, so we'll just do those things. And next class, guys, we will do that MTG. Okay, so for the next class, I would want you to go through the entire chapter properly, guys. Okay, so let's try to solve this thing. Okay, so first, acinar cells. Guys, where are we going to see acinar cells? Acini, flash-shaped cells. Very nice. Zui has given me the right answer. Waiting for the others. Waiting for the others, guys. Come on, only Zui has answered. I want others also to answer. Quickly, quickly. Yes, Tanishka has also given me the right answer. Yes, Rishik is also right. Yes, what is the answer? The answer is pancreas. Remember, acinar cells, these are going to be flash-shaped cells. Okay, which type of teeth are maximum in number in the human buccal cavity? Yes, guys, very nice. Zui is right. Tanishka is right. Uh, NE10, WA02NE10 is also right. What is it? It is going to be molars. Guys, why? Because see, we have 2, 1, 2, 3. 3 is what? Is molars. Okay, so yes, they are going to be more. Okay, select the odd one out on the basis of digestive functions of tongue. Taste, talking, swallowing, mixing of the saliva. This seems to be okay. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, what is the answer? Answer is going to be talking. Rest, everything is like, tasting, swallowing. Now, tasting is actually not included in the digestive function, but take care. We can understand. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Tylen amylase. Pepsin. Yes, guys. Yes, yes, yes. Can anybody tell me? Pepsin is going to be very nice. Zui has given me the right answer. Yes, Tanishka is also right. Very, very nice. Guys, Tylen is amylase. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, pepsin. See, pepsin, what did we say, guys? It is going to work on proteins. And proteins, so we can also say it is a protease. Okay, getting this thing? So this is Tylen, amylase, pepsin, protease. Okay. Okay, rest other questions in your textbook. Guys, they were like, really, really simple kind. Okay, but then there is one chart which was there. Okay. I've got it. I've got it. Okay, which you have to solve. Okay, okay, okay. Chalo. So guys, this is the entire pathway. Okay, for your digestion. Okay. So okay, so we have food. Food enters. Okay, 1 minute. Let me just show it this way. Okay, so food enters mouth. Mouth, we have teeth. Okay, so teeth function. Can anybody tell me what is the function of teeth? Very, very simple, guys. Yes, mastication and chewing. Very nice. Okay, so this is going to help in mastication and chewing. Tongue. What is the tongue going to do, guys? Tongue is going to help in mixing of the food with the saliva. Okay. In the process of digestion. Okay, so this is only digestion. So mixing of the food with your saliva and swallowing. Guys, don't forget swallowing. Okay, in swallowing also tongue plays a very important role. Okay. Guys, then we come on to your salivary glands. Salivary glands, how many pairs are we talking about? We have, yes, very nice. We have 3 pairs of your saliva, salivary glands. So 3 pairs secrete saliva. But now what is saliva made up of? Saliva is made up of water, mucin, and salivary amylase. So guys, can anybody tell me water? Very, very simple, guys. Water is nothing but it is universal solvent. It is going to dissolve the food and then it is going to help in giving you the proper taste. So that is water. Okay. But second thing is, guys, oh, sorry. It is the function of the saliva. Okay. So once again, saliva, it is going to help you in tasting. Second thing, guys, it is going to contain the enzyme salivary amylase. So it is going to help in this thing. It is going to help in your breaking down of your food stuff. Okay. Also, it is going to mix with your food and help to form a small ball of your this thing, a food that is called as bolus. Okay. So that is there. Chalo. Next thing, guys. Okay. Okay. Chalo. So now, guys, we have esophagus. Okay. So esophagus function. This is going to be only conduction of food from the mouth to the stomach. There is no enzyme, no reaction involved. Okay, because it does not produce any kind of enzymes. Okay, fine. Then we come into the stomach. So left hand side we'll see a little later. Okay, stomach. Stomach is going to show you churning and it is going to show you gastric juice. Okay, so guys, HCl function. Can anybody quickly tell me HCl function? Chalo, 2 functions, guys. Just a moment. Okay, okay. So guys, once again, okay, sorry, where were we? Okay, it's it. Okay, so yes, it is going to kill the germs. It is going to stop the action of your tylen. It is going to activate your prorenin. It is going to activate your pepsinogen, all that thing. Okay, so all these are going to be the functions. Okay, pepsinogen to pepsin, guys. Next reaction, pepsin is going to act on your proteins, and after it acts on protein, what is it going to give you, guys? Quickly, quickly, quickly. What is it going to give you? Anyone? Yes, it is going to be proteoses and peptones. Okay, so that. Okay, if we talk about your mucin, guys, what is the function of mucin? Mucin is the one which is going to provide protection, okay, to the walls of the stomach. That way. Okay, from there we are going to go into the duodenum. Okay, duodenum, we have bile pigments. Okay, bile pigments and bile salts. So guys, first we have to talk about your bile pigments. We have bilirubin and we have biliverdin. Bile salts, what is the function, guys? Emulsification of fats. And who are the bile salts? Sodium taurocholate, sodium glycocholate. Okay, sure. Next thing, we have pancreatic juice, contains trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, pancreatic amylase, pancreatic lipase. So guys, keep this thing in mind. Okay, so pancreatic lipase is also there. We had said we had ants, right? So lipase is also there. Okay, then we have nucleases, then we have nucleotidases, we have nucleosidases. Chymotrypsinogen in the presence of trypsin gives you chymotrypsin. Okay. Intestinal juice contains enterokinase, intestinal lipase, maltase, sucrase, lactase, MELL, and invertase. Yes, right. Okay, enterokinase, enteropeptidase. Okay, that. Okay. Now, once again, guys, we have. Okay, we have. Okay, so we have, guys, once again the same thing. Here we have chymotrypsinogen. Okay, enterokinase, chymotrypsin. Okay, okay, sorry. Okay, next thing. Okay, chalo. Then this is done. Then let's go on to the left side. Arey, just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, okay. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Okay, chalo. So guys, now here we have proteins, peptones. Okay, proteins is converted into peptones. Guys, what is this? In the presence of, guys, pepsin. Very nice. Okay, in the presence of pepsin. And guys, what medium is this? Is it going to be acidic medium, alkaline medium? This is going to be once again acidic medium. Okay, chalo. Now then we have chyme. Okay, after that we have alkaline medium, proteins plus proteoses plus peptones. In the presence of trypsin, this is going to be converted into, guys, polypeptides. Okay, this is going to be converted polypeptides. Okay, then guys, this is once again going to be polypeptides in the presence of dash gives you dipeptides. Guys, who's this? Chymotrypsin. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Okay, it is going to be chymotrypsin. Okay, then dipeptides in the presence of dash. Guys, we have said who is this? It is going to be erepsin, or it is going to be dipeptidases. Okay, erepsin or dipeptidases is going to give you amino acids. Okay, then next we have lipids, emulsified fats in the presence of pancreatic lipase. Yes, guys, lipase. What is this going to give you? Fatty acids and glycerol. Yes, fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, emulsified fats in the presence of intestinal lipase. Once again, the same thing, fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, so next, glycogen. Okay, now this is the breakdown of your carbohydrates. So glycogen or starch in the presence of pancreatic amylase. What is this going to be converted into? Yes, very nice. This is going to be converted into maltose. Okay, now maltose in the presence of, guys, this is going to be maltase. Maltose in the presence of maltase, this is going to be converted into glucose plus glucose. So glucose. Sucrose in the presence of sucrase gets converted into glucose plus fructose. Lactose in the presence of lactase gives glucose plus galactose. Okay. Nucleic acids in the presence of, guys, nucleases. Okay, is going to give you nucleotides. Yes. Nucleotides in the presence of nucleotidases gives nucleosides. Nucleosides in the presence of nucleosidases, sugar and nitrogen base. Yes, very nice. Very nice. Okay, it is the sugar and nitrogen base. And ultimately, after this, what is that? That is going to be your child. Child is going to be absorbed into the intestinal villi. And once again, large intestine, ultimately assimilation. Child, unabsorbed food, okay, it is going to go into the feces. It is going to go into your digestion. So that way. So guys, is everybody okay with this thing? Sure, understood this part properly, guys. Okay, next class, guys, when we come back, okay, we are going to do the MTG part from this thing. Okay, so we'll do that and then then we'll complete that thing. Okay, chalo. So guys, anybody has any doubts? So with this, we are done with the chapter, guys. Okay, we are completely done with the chapter. Okay, chalo. So guys, once again, we will stop